my name is Maggie Mayer, and I'm reporting for the 5 Days of Summer campaign. Today we're at the Heinz Endowment Youth Philanthropy Information Fair at the Children's Museum. The fair was held yesterday, July 2nd, and today, July 3rd, to allow teenage interns with the Heinz Endowments to discuss funding opportunities with nonprofit organizations in Pittsburgh. The interns identified 8 areas as important to sustaining Pittsburgh. Each of the 8 teens will later be giving away $25,000 to the nonprofit organization which submits a successful grant that addresses their specific concern. It's a great way for teens in Pittsburgh to have a voice in Pittsburgh's present and future.
So the Heinz Endowments is a private foundation that was started by members of the Heinz family, Howard Heinz and Vyra Heinz, who wanted to ensure that they left a legacy to support organizations and causes in the Pittsburgh area that they believed in. So the interns have to go through an application process. They have to answer a couple of questions and write essays, submit a writing sample, a letter of recommendation, and then we have an interview process. So we had 70 applicants for 37 spots. We think it's important to involve youth in our grant making to get a different perspective on some of the issues. The interns have spent the last week or two learning about the issues, doing research and understanding how a program might be able to do what they want it to do well, so that they can come up with guidelines for people who would want to apply. And then they put out a document that we call a request for proposals. That's an RFP. So the 8 teams released RFPs, and that's why we're here at the Children's Museum, so that they can promote them and make organizations aware of them. This is a program that has grown, and the interns, in addition to doing grant making, also work on media projects. So they'll do photography projects, they'll do videos, they'll blog, they'll do feature writing, and the creativity and the new ideas that the interns bring are great.
Let's go talk with some of the interns about their ideas for change in Pittsburgh.
One of my friends, who was a really big person in YAL, said, "Hey, I think you'd be really great at this. I'm at this job downtown. It's with the Heinz Endowments, and I'm writing a grant." And I thought, oh my goodness, what an experience to be able to write a $25,000 grant at age 18, right out of high school. I mean, it was my first job, and it was wonderful. And I loved it so much that I applied to be a senior intern, and I was fortunate enough to be chosen as that. So I'm really happy to be back.
Well, my RFP is about helping improve the health of foster care adolescents. We want to try to focus on sexual, mental, physical, and emotional and social health.
So our RFP is geared towards education. What we're trying to do is help bridge the gap between what students learn in school and applying that to a possible career.
So the gist of our RFP is the advocacy of biker and pedestrian safety.
Stipulating that they create an education program to educate people on the benefits of biking and walking, and how sustainable it is, how it's great for your activity levels, and it's great for the air, and just overall like a safety education program.
Our RFP is entitled Global Perspective Scholars, and it is aimed to send students from low socioeconomic backgrounds who usually would not have the opportunity to travel abroad the opportunity. So there are 2 prerequisites, and that is before some sort of orientation to the culture, to where they're going, and then afterwards either presentation or a program that would tie what they learned abroad back into the Pittsburgh community.
Our RFP is called Greenovation, and it's about educating young adults on ways to renovate homes using green waste.
We're really dedicated to helping and outreaching communities, so we felt like this project would target 18 to 25-year-olds from underserved communities, and we feel that is really important in Pittsburgh, and these individuals don't have much of an opportunity if they get it from high school, they don't really know what they're going to do with their lives. So this training really helps them push towards greater opportunities in the future for them.
Our RFP is called, well, our group is called LOCO, which is pretty much an attempt to provide an opportunity for low-income youth to learn about healthy living habits through outdoor recreational activities.
Yeah, basically building a local greenhouse for a low-income community, such as people who can't really afford the transportation to go to a grocery store, which is like 2 miles away.
So our RFP is focused on sustainable infrastructure. It's called GRIP, Green Renovations in Progress, and we're trying to fund a project that can implement sustainable infrastructure and elements of it on existing buildings in Pittsburgh, engaging youth in the process.
Organizations have come to us wanting to send groups like on mission trips or on cultural excursions.
Well, a couple organizations have come up with different ideas involving outdoor activities and using the camping trip as a culmination for their outdoor activities. We've gotten hit up by schools, by organizations in middle schools, by educational groups.
Hunwood organization came to us and asked us about re-emerging their garden to turn to a greenhouse because they haven't used it in 15 years. And it's actually used for a science class for their school.
One of the coolest ideas we've gotten so far is the zoo. They have a green roof that they wanted to upgrade, and they wanted some of their summer, I think, interns to help upgrade it. So it's high school age students that would be working at the zoo to do that. We thought that was pretty cool. We've had some communities come to us that wanted to help upgrade some homes or community centers like YMCAs. So we've kind of had a big range of ideas.
I think I've really been affected just in these first 2 weeks from participating in this Heinz Endowments Youth Philanthropy internship. I've learned so much about the city of Pittsburgh and a lot of the different problems facing the region, and also about the difficulties of philanthropy and the difficulties that nonprofits face when trying to solve the problems in the Pittsburgh region. So I've developed a great appreciation for the work that they do and for the work of the Heinz Endowments as well.
I feel like from this program so far, I have learned a lot with like communicating with other people. I'm not really one to speak out, like, I don't know, I'm not really good at public speaking, but through this tabling that we're doing today, I feel like I've benefited a little bit more, and I've gained a little confidence in learning how to speak and say what I feel and say what I need to say.
She's been awesome.